Hey, how's it going, Alex? How's it going?
Hi, Santiago. How are you? I called you in here for a meeting because someone on the team had mentioned some behavior that they felt was slightly inappropriate and they were uncomfortable. And so they asked that I have a conversation with you so that you were made aware of the situation and so that you can modify your behavior accordingly.
Well, what did they tell you, Alex? Because I really have no idea what you're talking about.
There were instances where, for example, this woman felt like you had kind of hugged her without.
No, but that's just friendly. That's just friendly hugging.
I understand, but it really just depends on an individual's version of their personal space. And so regardless of whether or not you feel like it's an invasion or not an invasion of personal space, if that person feels like you're violating their space, then that's something that needs to be addressed, and that's something that you have to have respect for.
I understand that. It was friendly banter. It was something. It wasn't.
There were some other parts of this story that seemed a little bit less friendly. She had mentioned that you had kind of used your position as a superior. I understand that, but this is something that just needs to be addressed because these are very serious accusations, and I would like you to appreciate the gravity of these accusations made.
I understand that, but I think maybe she just misunderstood anything I was saying.
Although that's possible, this is a very serious scenario, and so I need to make sure that I do my part in investigating and understanding the situation. And I also just wanted to make it known that it is company policy that we do not engage in any of that type of behavior. It's a gross kind of abuse of your power over the situation. And
I think
it
was just a misunderstanding, because I know I never did that, and so I don't know. I think that it may just be a misunderstanding.
I'm just letting you know. I do want you to understand, though, that regardless of, or not whether it was a misunderstanding, it was interpreted in a certain way. And so if this behavior still continues, and if there are reports coming back of this behavior continuing, whether or not it is a misunderstanding, we're going to have an even discussion, and potentially could result in some disciplinary action, or if things escalate, dismissal from the organization. And so I want you to understand that we do take these types of sexual harassment accusations very seriously, and regardless or not, if they were a miscommunication or an invasion of personal space, it was obviously severe enough for this person to come to me in a very distraught manner, which makes me kind of just, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page in terms of what our expectations are of your behavior, and the fact that we do want to establish and maintain a safe environment for everyone who works here. And so regardless or not of whether it was a misunderstanding or whether or not your behavior was intentional or unintentional, these are very serious things that I'm addressing with you and bringing up with you.
Well, I understand how serious it is, but I thought we were just being friendly, and we weren't doing anything. It was just I was talking to her, and she seemed like she wasn't having an issue. What I don't understand.
And so in this, I mean, I appreciate that you're being so.
I'm just trying to take someone that's younger than me under my wing and be able to really guide them. I don't understand. I didn't feel like I was doing anything bad, so that's just, I guess, where I'm coming from, you know.
Right. And we do encourage mentorship in this organization. However, like I said, the way that you approached her was, I guess, not in such an inappropriate way that it was in such an inappropriate way that she felt compelled to kind of report this type of behavior. And so in your discussions with her as a mentor, like, you can kind of, ways to avoid situations like this in the future would be to think about what you wanted to say, and how you were actually saying them. So for example, can you think of any instances of your behavior where, because if it was so innocuous, can you give me situations where you felt like it could have been a misinterpretation on her part?
I mean, I think a lot of the time being over at the mines, like, obviously some of us want to have, like, we go out have for drinks a few nights because it's just, it's pretty difficult work out there. So we want to take it easy. So everybody was just talking. We were kind of just hanging around, and maybe it might have, we were dancing or something like that. You know, it's just, that's kind of how it works.
So for those situations, I would just try to avoid them entirely, especially because these accusations were made. And so I would kind of try to separate out or limit some of the outside activities that you may have, or outside contact. And if I do get any reports coming back that these types of behavior are continuing, then, like I said, some very far more serious disciplinary action is going to result. So I would go ahead, I would be very, very careful about any type of interaction you had, and just avoid situations that could be misinterpreted, which, if this is a case of misinterpretation, which I'm still very, very concerned because of the level of anxiety that this young woman had. But I would,
well,
I
understand, Alex, and I understand that you have to keep your workers safe if they feel like they aren't safe. So, okay, I'll try to work on this, Alex.
Okay, and just letting you know that I am transferring her to a different manager so that she can work in a very comfortable environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, thank you.